You can't just have a hotspot not making you any money. This is really my only source of income. I have to make this work. I have to lose sleep over this. I have to treat this like a real business. And if you're doing this, give it all you got. It is going to benefit you in the end. I'm about to show you my top 3 earning miners and a failed upgrade miner that I have to now relocate. I'm gonna show you the clear differences between those top earning miners and the miners that aren't earning anything at all, and be letting you guys know which miners I will be doing an upgrade on in the future, so you guys can keep track of those as well. That being said, I hope this information is useful. For those of you who use the affiliate links down below, I do sincerely appreciate you guys. Now, if you're just getting into helium mining, or if you already have helium miners that aren't performing so well, stick around to the end of the video so you guys can know how to make even more money with the money that you're earning. And then we're gonna be talking about how to make this money work for you throughout the next couple of years if you are a long-term investor. Now, that being said, none of this is financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. So thank you so much for watching. Let's get into the video. So this is the dashboard when you get up to Hotspotty. If you don't have Hotspotty, I do recommend you get it. I'm not affiliated with them by any means. I do use this tool very often, especially because I have a small fleet of miners that I need to pay my hosts with. I've made about 18 HNT with a couple of these miners, and most of the income is coming from about 3 to 5 of these miners. Just done recent upgrades on a couple of these hotspots, and that's why you see these numbers like this. Starting off with my top earner right here, this is in a tree. You guys saw my first video. If you guys haven't, I'll put the link right here, and it's beyond line of sight. I can see almost over everything, but I want to start off with this one because, for one, it has made the most money, and this is actually about 26 days online, with half of these days being relayed. So if you look at this, the average is 0.2, 0.3, you know, we have one good day here, but 0.3, 0.3, 0.4, right, 0.2, 0.3, so in between 0.2 and 0.3. But after we fixed it from being relayed, we went to 0.3, 0.4, 0.3, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, almost 0.3, right? I think that relayed, once we fixed it, because we switched it from Wi-Fi to Ethernet, made a huge change in just the earnings. For the past 27 days, we have been earning almost 10 HNT. And it's only 11 witnesses. So this is a prime example of location and height working at its best. So we're not crowded. We have a 0.72 transmit scale. When I first put it here, it was at a 1 transmit scale. And now, due to the crowding up this area here, we have a little bit of a transmit scale. Fun fact for you guys, a tip on this, I was actually in this hex first, and I was able to do that because I'm along the lines of the hex. So I was able to move without being marked as an invalid hotspot. 5.8 dBi, 3 feet LMR 400 cable on top of a tree. I can see just about the entire neighborhood, and I moved into a different hex because there was another hotspot next to me that brought me down to like a 0.5 reward unit. So once I moved back over, I went back up to a 0.1, but after a month, a lot of miners came online and brought us back down to a 0.7, but still, we're a lot better than almost anybody next to us. Now, this is actually my favorite and easiest install. The flagpole install is just super clean. You guys just saw this video. This is the flagpole that I just posted recently. When you guys watched that video, I did only 12 hours into the installation, and we had about 20 to 26 witnesses. Now, as a full week has passed by, I have 52 witnesses. So looking at the 14-day mark here, you start to see that as we came online, we start to kind of get used to the number of witnesses, and looks like we're going to be stabilizing around the 0.4 to 0.5 HNT a day. The flagpole is actually not all the way up. I am going to be raising this pole up even higher now, and I will be giving another update, so stay tuned for that. If you don't already subscribe to the channel, do so now. Hit the like button for me. I really appreciate that, and drop a comment down below of what your thoughts are on these setups. I did mention the elevation tool, and I'll put the link down below. This is what I use to be able to see so much of my area, because I know that I'm high up in elevations. Therefore, I'm able to leverage and hit all these hotspots with just about 20 feet of a flagpole, and then about another 8 feet with a pole and the antenna attached to it. So total right now, we're standing about 28 feet off the ground. And then once we do another 10 feet from the flagpole, we should be about 48 feet. So that's gonna be really high, but we're gonna see how that ends up. Again, 5.8 dBi antenna, outdoor enclosure, the enclosure at the very top of the antenna, and we have 3 feet of LMR 400 on a flagpole, and of course running power over Ethernet, just like every other hotspot. If you haven't seen the flagpole installation, click the link on here somewheres and watch that video. It's super quick, super simple, and it shows you how to do it. I mean, it's not hard to do. Once you see me do the whole installation, it's pretty fast. All right, so you should be able to get this up and running within like 4 to 5 hours. Really, this is the fastest and cleanest install I have done to date. Now, again, I will say the reason why I'm exceeding here is because of my elevation on the ground. And I carefully planned that out, and I explained that in multiple videos. So guys, if you're with me, you guys know. If you guys watching this channel, you guys know what tools we use and what we leverage. So good for you guys if you're using that tool also. It's really gonna help you out, and please let me know your guys' results and successes. I want to hear it. All right, moving on to this one. Guys, I love this one so much because I'm in a prime location. I'm in an apartment complex on the 2nd floor. There's a 3rd floor to this apartment complex, so it is not the best location, but I did use a 5.8 dBi antenna to get over the apartment complex's obstruction. I do have a building literally right dead smack in front of me, about 20 feet away from me. So it does look like it's gonna obstruct the antenna, but I specifically said 5.8 dBi so that we can at least get some arc in our signal and go over any obstacles and obstructions that we have right in front of us. With that being said, clearly you guys can see that I have succeeded in doing so. And like I said, I'm in an apartment complex. I'm not on the third floor. I'm not on the third floor. I'm not on the ceiling. So you guys can see that this right here, the door, the balcony faces this direction, right? So you guys can actually see the wall basically goes here to here, and you guys can see that I'm not getting any witnesses past this wall. So that's why I'm not able to hit these. Now, if you guys can score something like this, I'm on the outskirts of Houston, it's not super compact over here, and we definitely need coverage in these areas. I'm able to ping a lot of these hotspots over here. If you can recreate something like this, I'm not hitting all the potential hotspots that I wish I could be, but I'm still getting paid for 23 witnesses. And for the past 30 days, all right, don't judge this. I literally just did this like here and here. Okay, I just did this 2 days ago. So in the past 2 days, we went from making 0.02, 0.07. I mean, it's literally earning cents, guys. This was earning cents in a day. And then boom, 2 days in, first day, 0.247. 0.26, and I don't recommend you do everything that I did, but I'm gonna be transparent with you. Here's what I did. Now, I did not use an LMR 400 cable. I just used a small thin cable that came with the antenna, and I'm gonna tell you why. Before I get some stuff thrown at me, let me explain why. I hate that I do that, but I'm in an apartment complex where I may or may not have put it on the wall of the apartment complex on the outside. It is on the balcony, but I did drill it against the wall. Now, I may or may not have also spray painted everything white because it is on the outside of the apartment complex. And so I did that so I can camouflage the entire hotspot setup. And I used that thin wire because I don't want any wires to be like sticking out and being super obvious that I have this huge antenna just on the outside of the apartment complex. A couple ways you guys can recreate this. You can use a tripod if you have the balcony for it on the antenna, or you can use this window mount that I'm gonna put here down below. Again, appreciation is given out so much when you guys use those links, but you can use that, or you can use a wall mount here. You can get it from Rack Wireless or just on Amazon, really. Have it come in, have it ship into you the next couple days, and if you set it up right, you guys will be able to just start earning just like this. None of this is financial advice. These kind of results are not guaranteed for everyone. It is all depending on your location, so I cannot guarantee that you guys will start making more than this or less than this. I'm really not sure. It is all up to you. I might have prodded the antenna up almost into the third floor, if not technically into the third floor. Key points here: just because you only have one direction to look at doesn't mean that you're kind of screwed. I was kind of skeptical on this setup, but I managed to adapt and overcome. If the location is right, you'll probably be able to make something work. Since I have this, you might want to go with the directional antenna. There's a 12 dBi directional antenna. It's a bit pricey, right? But it might be worth looking into. Also, I am using an outdoor enclosure to minimize the distance. I'm not using a super long cable. I'm using that super thin, crappy cable that came with the antenna. But the outdoor enclosure is out there and it's actually in the shade, so I'm able to camouflage just the wire. I'm not showing anything besides just a huge metal bar going up. All right, moving on to another one of my spots. This has been on for about 2 months now, but I'm bringing this up because this is not my top earner, but I just want to really clarify that quantity of witnesses, the quality of witnesses, that when you mix those two together and then you prioritize the quality of witness, aka the location of your hotspot of your miner. If you need to relocate your miner, do so. You're much better off making $400 a month paying 20% to someone than making $50, $70 a month. 30 days in and I've made 2 HNT and I only have 1 witness. There are so many people out there that have like 11 witnesses and are making far less than this. So if you could pick out a location that really needs the coverage and your reward scale, your transmit scale is 1, and everyone else's that you're pinging is 1, because it matters, guys. If you're pinging transmit scales that are less than 1, you're gonna get whatever their transmit scale is. Even if you have a 1 and their transmit scale is a 0.2, you're gonna get those 0.2 rewards. It works both ways. Now, I will say, guys, this is not a 5.8 dBi antenna. This is just a regular 4 dBi stock Bobcat antenna. So not my top earner, but it's definitely one of my top earners per witness. $70 a month, and it was offline for like maybe 5 days. Guys, pick your locations well. All right, another install that I just did is here's my failed hotspot, but this is 26 kilometers. Hey Google, 26 kilometers in miles.
16.156 miles.
All right, so 16 miles. This is an 8 dBi. This is my first time doing an 8 dBi antenna. I didn't do the 5.8 dBi antenna because I really thought that the 8 dBi was going to be good. We do have clear line of sight, but clearly there are some bridges and other buildings that are in the way. Now there's not much development over here, so I thought we were going to be able to get away with an 8 dBi antenna. Turns out we weren't. I am very thoroughly impressed though that we did reach it over here. Now again, with this failed setup, this failed upgrade that I just did, same thing, 8 dBi, 3 feet of LMR 400, outdoor enclosure right next to the antenna for a minimum gain loss, power over Ethernet. It just didn't work out. I do need other antennas to come up higher, but obviously it's unrealistic to ask every single one of these antennas and be able to expect that from them. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna relocate this antenna, a video coming out for that as well. You gotta do what you gotta do to make the hotspots work. You can't just have a hotspot not making you any money, especially if you're treating this like a business like I am. This is really my only source of income, so I have to make this work. I have to lose sleep over this. I have to treat this like a real business. And if you're doing this, give it all you got. If you have to take the extra work to relocate a miner, do so. It is going to benefit you in the end. Something I haven't really talked about is I put everything I had into these helium miners. And that's why I have been hitting this super hard. I've been doing whatever it takes and pouring more and more money into making these miners work. The installations, I know guys, are not the cheapest, right? And if you really don't have any money, if you don't have the funds to make it work, then you got to figure out how to fund it. Because if you spend $500 on a miner and you just need maybe another $100 to $150 of an investment for your miner to operate, making you $400 to $600 a month, not financial advice, then take that small leap, right? Make it work. So what's next after this? Once you get your update done, you got to make that money work for you. I personally am holding this for the long run. This is not an indication for you to do the same thing. Again, not financial advice. Therefore, I'm going to be making this work for me. So if you click the link and follow this next video coming up, I'm going to show you how to stake your cryptocurrency, stake your HNT specifically, so that way you can make it work for you as you're holding it instead of just sitting there and doing nothing. Now, you don't need 10,000 HNT as the entry level. We're just going to be doing partial staking. If you're interested in that, hit the link down below so you can start staking. I appreciate it so much. You guys save 10% with the link. So don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. My name is Gabriel. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys next time in the next video, and drop a comment down below of what you guys think so far. Please let me know your earnings as you upgrade your antennas. Later guys.